Doreen Grand-Pichet is the
Dr. Doreen is an expert in autism.
Doreen Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet is a visionary in the field of autism. Now you can ask her questions on Ask Dr. Doreen. I want to get to a question that was a lot of times we've had these questions come in from siblings. Do we have enough time? We do. Okay. In the night, a sibling wrote in who's 19 years old. She's a female. And she says, apologies, there's a little TMI here, but her twin brother is on the spectrum and he's nonverbal. She's recently moved back home to help her mother because things have gotten a little bit bad. He was fully potty trained, and then at 16, he's 19 now. So I'm thinking somewhere right around the start of the pandemic, actually, is the timeline. He began pooping in different places around the house. She says, what you need to know is that he used to love the sound of flushing and the coldness of the toilet seat. So he would often go in and sit on the toilet seat fully clothed because he enjoyed it so much, and he would sit there and play his games. But he started pooping on the floor in the bathroom instead of the toilet. And initially they thought it was because he was constipated and struggling to go to the bathroom instead of the toilet. But now it's taken on a whole new thing, and he is now pooping in different places of the house. And now it has gone to peeing in different levels of the house. He's also stopped wiping himself, and that any attempt to propel him towards the toilet is met with a complete and total meltdown, even to the extent of self-harming. So, she said recently her mother had friends over and they thought that they had it under control. And he slipped down to the kitchen and left a present on the kitchen floor that was found by one of the guests. And she said, please, any help would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, this is so hard. This is one of the reasons that I really just encourage parents to do as much as they possibly can when the children are younger and smaller, because it is so, so, so difficult to change behavior when someone is 19 and when a behavior becomes kind of embedded, and it becomes a habit. So I really, in this kind of a severe situation, I would recommend getting a BCBA. You should be your health insurance will cover that. You really should be getting help from a board certified behavior analyst who can come into the house and set up a behavior intervention plan for this particular thing. This is a very, very big deal, and it can, make life a lot easier or a lot harder depending on how it goes. If he still likes the flushing and the cold toilet, that's great, because those things could be used as reinforcers. There are a lot of other ways that you can also make the toilet his favorite place to go, because right now it sounds like you can't usher him in there. But you could put a TV in there, you could put a computer in there, and only in there. In other words, he shouldn't have access to those items outside of the toilet. Make the toilet the most attractive place for now. He clearly is getting attention from voiding in places where he is not allowed to void, right? So somebody comes over, I don't know, this is why you need a BCBA there. I don't know exactly how it's dealt with, but I assume someone gets mad at him, maybe raises their voice, and then cleans the thing up. I don't know, but this, it is definitely something where he is now getting the attention of maybe your mom or whoever it is, and this is just one way that he has control over getting her attention. It could get worse, believe it or not, because he could start smearing the feces over the walls and such, but that becomes something that sometimes our adults also enjoy doing from a sensory perspective. But get a behaviorist, it is not a major deal. It's not the hardest thing. In fact, it can be quite pleasant, and they can teach him that it's kind of like a shorter version of the training, but it's a retraining, which makes it clear to him that there will be lots of rewards if you void in the toilet. And also, there's this thing in ABA we don't often talk about, but it is a process of overcorrection. Well, he is the one that cleans the mess if he makes a mess. So there's a difference where he has to go and clean what he has voided on the kitchen floor or anywhere else in the house. But when he goes to the toilet and goes on the toilet, he gets a massive amount of reward. For instance, he gets to play half an hour on the computer that remains in the toilet. So, in other words, rewards that are not otherwise available and are meaningful to him are attached to going and voiding in the toilet itself. And then the other stuff is actually just not, don't talk about it, don't yell at him, anything like that. Just model through so that he needs to clean it up and then you move on. But it's very, very hard. And there could be a million other things going on. I am not there, so I can't see exactly what function is maintaining this behavior. Shannon had a good point. It's also kind of coincides with COVID, so it's possible that sometimes our kids have no other way of expressing their anxieties and frustrations and such. And so they start doing these types of challenging behaviors. I really do recommend that you get a BCBA in there, which all you have to do is call your health insurance and ask for a behavior analyst to come in and do a functional behavior assessment so you know exactly what to do.
Wonderful. Yeah, I've heard you and other experts talk before about when potty training is very solid and there is a sudden change, that you really got to look at what else changed, and that sometimes there's some sort of trauma. And I think we need to be careful about, like, trauma could be you had a nightmare and now it's bothering you, but something changed.
Yeah,
Uh,
constipation could be the trauma.
yeah,
I mean, something changed.
yeah, and that it's kind of important to be looking at that too, because that's going to inform how you do things. Really quickly, and I wrote something back, but a couple of people have written in and said now they're interested in ABA, but is there an age that's too late? Someone said, is 6 years old too late?
Not at
I
all.
I
Not at
said
all.
no.
Not at
It's
all.
just different. It's just different when you start at 6 than 3, because you're going to start in different places and work on different things. But it's
Yeah.
not too late. Olympic athletes use ABA.
Yeah. That's
So
right.
it's a teaching method, and so not too late. We're out of time. I don't even know how that happens, Dr. Grant Bichet, but you've been answering questions on Ask Dr. Doreen that we don't on TikTok that we don't get to. So if any of you are interested and you want more, head on over to Ask Dr. Doreen on TikTok. Are we having you next week live, Dr. Grant Bichet? It's the first week in April. Between now and then, we're going to start moving into our new studio, and we're very
I'm
excited about
excited.
that. But I just want to say that someone may or may not be having a birthday coming up very soon, in the very beginning of April. So if anybody, you guys have a week, if you want to send in birthday messages for Dr. Grant
Yeah,
Bichet,
that's so
I
kind. Yeah.
I would be happy to ferry them to her. If any of you wish to wish her a happy birthday, we would be happy to devote some time to that. I'm sorry that we didn't get to all the questions, but make sure that you're here with us tomorrow. We've got we were talking about helping parents. We've got an amazing coach for parents to help them to deal with some of the feelings that's going to be with us tomorrow. So that should be very interesting.
Nice.
And then on Thursday with Nancy Allspaw Jackson for Let's Talk Autism with Shannon and Nancy, we have an autism dad. We don't have enough of those, right? Who's written a
That's
new book
right.
talking about what that is like, called Apollo Autism. So I can't wait to learn more about that. So all of that coming up, but we're done for today. So until then, give your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too as well. Bye-bye for now.
Bye, everyone.
If you found anything helpful in this video, please give us a like. In fact, make sure that you smash that subscribe button on YouTube and give us a like on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram for important updates. And please download our free podcast wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too. Bye-bye for now.
To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.